and gentlemen, what's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and I'm coming live with you after my workout during my lunch break. We had to go live because the face-off took place, and I would like to know from you guys, who do you think was the victor in the face-off? So I'll let the chat load since I am officially live now, and we will see where it belongs. Let me see if I can do this here. Let's see if I can share. Yeah, I can share. Cool. All right. Brandon, Kurt, AJ says he'll knock out Usyk. He should. He should. That's what should be on his mind, because it ain't boxing. You know, a lot of people come and they lose fights because they have the wrong game plan. Okay? Hold on just a second, guys. Yeah, I heard some video footage on AJ. You know, he had interviews. This is the time of the interviews. So we didn't hear really Olesandr say too much. But then again, I think Olesandr Usyk has said enough. And you know, you don't see him little joking around much, do you? Kurt, if Joshua beats Usyk on points, do you think he's going to be respected more for his boxing ability? Absolutely. He better be respected. If he legitimately beats, I mean, without bullshit, I mean, without any, hey, you know, punch out, puts don't add up. And you know, the zones, they've been up on their shit. I guess they've heard people such as myself complain about the punch stats, because remember, the zone didn't have punch stats. They didn't have that at all. They just had, like, you know, the judge scorecards. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? And then they started, I think, one of the last couple episodes, their cards, they've included fight totals, you know, punch stats. You know what I mean? You need stats, right? How do you feel about AJ saying Fury is in his head? I didn't hear that. When did he say that? That's not a good sign. Because I gotta, you know, a lot of times people interpret things wrong. So, you know, people kind of mislead things. It's crazy, man. I just posted a video about Usyk. You guys should check it out when you get the time. And I think I know why. From that video, it explains why the Klitschko's haven't said anything regarding Usyk. So that's going to be a big one. You guys hit that like button. He said it jokingly. Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Because if he's worried about Tyson Fury, he's worried about the wrong person. That's one way to get defeated. You let yourself get defeated by talking about or fixating on someone else. That's not how it's going to work. Fury has his own fight with Wilder. That's his dancing partner. How do you rate Usyk's last performance? You think he shows up like that or better? That guy. I got a video, and it's actually including Fury's in it, and it explains that whole thing. So stay tuned for that, because you know it'll trip you out once you hear what certain people have to say about Usyk. Kurt, you think Okoli could beat Bradis or even Gassiev? I think so, because those guys are not really true respected heavyweights now. They look at both of those guys, Bradis and Gassiev, You know, like, well, they're all cruiserweights. So I think if Akali may, Gassiev may give him problems because Gassiev likes to crowd you. I don't think Akali likes pressure. I don't think he likes to be pressured. I think he likes distance. He's kind of like a Wilder guy. If he catches you on the end of those punches, you will go. But if you pressure that guy and you smother the opportunities for that distance, you got him. So that, Brandon, that may be a situation there. Kurt, what's your prediction? AJ versus Usyk. AJ by knockout, Usyk by decision. Those are the ways you see that. One's a better boxer than the other. Okay, we heard the thing of a good big guy will beat a good little guy. Will that be the case in this situation, though? No way Usyk wins by decision in the UK. Hey, you know, Teddy Atlas said that. I thought Gassiev did. But same thing. Akali, I think he's taking his time going up there. You know? And I think they're doing that because he trains with Joshua. And I think they're just really kind of buying their time. It's almost like what Frank Sanchez and Andy Ruiz is doing over on that side of the street. Can Usyk knock out Joshua? Not with one punch, I don't think he can. Unless he catches him in that same area that the punch from the gods caught him at, right? You know? And Joshua don't see it. It was a perfect shot, man. Is it just me, but there has been no media hype for AJ Usyk? Except this. Maybe for COVID reasons, you think? You know what I mean? I think because Usyk just got there a few days ago. You know, and then they had the final press conference today. So I think that's why people were doubting that the fight would take place. But no, it hasn't been enough. I haven't really honestly seen a lot of Wilder Fury, but I've seen some stuff on Instagram and But to be fair though, I mean, what could you get out of another press conference of Tyson Fury and Wilder? Kurt Joshua predicted Wilder would KO Fury. If he does, Wilder will be back. Tyson Fury would have to redeem himself some type of way. How would he do that? We don't know. We would then see the other side of the spectrum. Now, honestly, if Tyson Fury got beat, people, it would be a total balance of the heavyweight division. Wilder Fury will happen. It will happen. See, I'm not one of those guys that hate on the possibility of fights happening or not. I'll leave that to the LDBC. A lot of those channels, they do that type of shit because they don't really like boxing. They like just certain fans, and they don't even like fights to happen. And I don't even understand that. Like, why would you not want AJ Usyk not to happen? Why would you not want Fury to fight Wilder for the third time? Especially if you're a Wilder fan and you claim that he was going to get the fight, but then yet they're the first ones to say, hey, Fury ain't going to take the fight, he's so scared, this, that, and the other. But dude, come on. At the end of the day, it's weird because you either want him to get his retribution, right, or you don't. Because it's almost they're doubting the fight. To me, it's almost like they wish it don't happen. Just because I think they don't know if Wilder's 100% guaranteed to win. And he's not. What's good? I got AJ by KO. YT. If he knocks out Usyk, that will be expected. Star London hollering at that bomb squad. I'm saying about 3-inch height difference in AJ. You know, Usyk is taller than Pulev. You will be surprised if Plant beats Canelo. I will be surprised if Plant gets the decision against Canelo. But then again, if he does, we then will know the power, especially if it's a close fight. If it's a close fight and Canelo don't get the nod, people, he don't get the nod, that means that PBC and Al Heyman have got their clinches all in that. It's vested interest. And you also know what that means. That means they got Canelo automatically for a rematch. They need someone like that. So if they have to rob the motherfucker to get him where he wants to be, yeah, they'll do it. And I mean, could you be so pissed off about that though? I mean, how many times have we seen close Canelo fights and Canelo always gets the fucking nod? I mean, 2 wrongs don't make a right and all, but you have to look at the irony of it all. Like, dude, you finally lost one in a situation where you can't control, and now you want to be butthurt about it. Gray loss, counter punch to you. On some chicken. Yeah, this is pretty good too. It's like habanero baked chicken. I just got through working out, so it's a good filler. I'm in the shade. It's a beautiful day. Hi, this stream is a little jerky. Is it? AJ will frustrate Usyk by constantly jabbing his face off and countering when Usyk tries to come inside. That would be a good game plan. Set him up. Don't let him in. Now the question is he able to do that for 12 rounds against someone like Usyk? Because someone like Usyk is a person, he knows where he can be and he knows where he can't. And if he don't, he'll find that shit out real quick when AJ jabs his ass in the face. Jedi Knight, the prediction, AJ by KO, and it would have to be something that Usyk doesn't see. See, we talk about what Joshua doesn't want to see. We have to look at it both sides. That's only right. And if, like, let's say Usyk is in the inside and he catches one of those right uppercuts, that might be all she wrote. Charlie Torres, salute. I'm waiting for the weigh-in. Usyk was 105 kilograms a month ago before the fight. Who are the two heavyweights prospects right now? Big Baby Anderson, Gerard Anderson. Michael Collins out, and honestly, he was getting a little too long in the tooth. You got a couple other guys. I can't remember the names right now. Kurt Rutt round KO, call 5th. I'm not calling any round because 5th would be one hell of a, that would be kind of a quick fight, round 5. And that would mean AJ would have got him out of there before he starts dragging him into those frustrating rounds that AJ I know doesn't like. Brittany Galloway, appreciate you. This is a 12-round fight. I don't want it to be a 12-round fight. Because, for one, then you have to worry about all the other shit. You have to worry about the possibility. Not saying that it will, but you have to actually consider the possibility of this shit. It's in the hands of someone else. You know, when two guys are in the ring together, you want those guys to settle it. You know? That would be a sad fucking thing, though. I mean, a sad thing if Usyk went in there and boxed his heart out, and damn near dominated every round. He had a couple, you know, punches that he got hit with that hurt him some, but he moved and prevailed and still kept boxing. And then they give Joshua the nod. That would be some sad shit. You know what I mean? We have 120 people online right now, in the trenches right now, and we have 16 likes. That means either I have a lot of haters that's watching me right now, or you guys forgetting to hit the like button. Let's hit that like button, because I refuse for these just to be Wildettes looking for something to go back and tell their masters. They're waiting for me to say something about Wilder or something. That's crazy. You know, like, people are that sensitive. People weren't that sensitive about Mike Tyson. See, understand, Mike Tyson was the bad guy back then. Mitchell, it's okay. Yeah, just hit that like. But see, we've doubled. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. I'm like Van Damme. Keep going. Keep going. Keep hitting the thumb button. You guys are pissed at me. It might be a 12-round fight if AJ catches him. He's going to wait until rounds 8, 9, and 10 to knock him out. Then Usyk would have been gotten used to him and went on points. By then, Usyk will know everything that he could possibly do. You know what I mean? One thing about AJ, he doesn't hold back. He has explosive power, and he shows you that, hey, don't fuck with me because I'm going to fight you. That's what he showed Klitschko, and that's what made Klitschko respect him. Klitschko had to box AJ and then pick shots to catch AJ with, because talking about going fight toe for toe, if you notice when Klitschko started opening up cans of whip ass, it's either when AJ was hurt or he got tired. It wasn't when AJ was throwing those punches, boom, boom, coming up and left hook, right uppercut, left hook, straight right. He wasn't doing any of that. Klitschko would wait. So that's an example of how AJ will get in there and he will throw punches. That's one thing about AJ. He ain't gonna go in there and bitch up. You know, he wants to mix it up. I mean, but do you understand? That's the AJ from 17, right? If you guys are ever in Austin, they have grocery stores called Randall's. And I eat mostly a lot from the deli because it's right across from my gym. But they have some of the best macaroni. I know it ain't the best for out, after workout or whatever, but this shit's good. This shit's great. You know? What are you eating, Kurt? The excitement of Saturday sounds take away the hunger. Habanero baked chicken and macaroni and Geyser Peak water. It's the best. Even in the press conference, Usyk had his little notebook doing his math questions. He always does. Usyk will shock the boxing world. Roger Carroll, like that. When you say Usyk will shock the boxing world, it's almost like that's not. It's almost like something that it's written. It's like it ain't like you're saying bullshit, because that's something that you hear and you're like, okay, let me take note to. Will he get in there and just show Joshua like this is how the fuck it's done by someone that's done it longer, better, I mean, in like brute strength, I am a Caribbean man. I go for AJ. Easy win for Joshua. People may not see it, but trust me. Hey, man, listen. It's about showing it. If Anthony Joshua goes in there and fights, and he lands good, he lands the right shots on Usyk. Usyk may go down. Usyk by knockout is not likely unless he gets hit. But if Usyk gets caught with that right uppercut, man, he gonna look like Klitschko. I mean, he hit Klitschko like, damn, look at his neck. Klitschko neck stretcher. Mark, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You know what, Curtis? I thought about that, a draw. I thought about that today. I'm like, what if this shit's a draw? What if it's a draw? You know what that means? If it's a close fight, I would be okay with a draw because I like both guys, and it doesn't diminish any of them's record per se. A draw is just a fucking draw. It's just like, Now you could talk about the fight all day, like we did with Wilder Fury 1. But if the shit's an actual draw, I wouldn't be mad on it. And then that would probably be, though, here's the thing. The question would ask, if it's a draw, would it be the same draw in the Ukraine, in Kiev, right? Would it be a draw in another place? Or is it just a draw in the UK because AJ was the hometown favorite, but then he didn't do what was expected. He didn't get the KO, and then the other guy did really, really fucking good. So, like, we got to match this shit up and make it look like a certain way. Chris Alponte, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I think Joshua gets tired after 6 or 7. It depends on what he does for 6 or 7 rounds. If Usyk makes Joshua work, there is a possibility of him getting tired. I mean, he ain't the only one. I'm not shitting on AJ, but like, we have to be real. AJ's got tired in his fights. Oscar De La Hoya used to have stamina issues. Canelo Alvarez used to have stamina issues. A lot of people had stamina issues. Some of the faces of boxing. Oscar De La Hoya, faces of boxing. A face of boxing, or was. Canelo Alvarez is a face of boxing, but he had stamina issues, didn't he not? He would get tired, like he gassed out in the Austin Trout fight. He showed his defensive skills, but that was a front. That was because he was tired, not because he was just, I'm so good and so I'm dodging punches. No, not at all. Hades, no. He was tired. So, I mean, yeah. And Joshua, another face of boxing. Yes, he gets tired. I heard Rob McCracken, they are going for ring control, controlling distance, controlling pace, and counter punches. Shit, okay. That may not be the best route. I'm just saying. Boxing 1. Well, I mean, if it's a draw, it better be like a close fight, and it better be you have to have enough. It have to be a legitimate reason why they call it a draw. You know what I mean? If you want to be real about boxing, and if you claim you love boxing, and you're not just a fan of whoever, and you know, like, okay, man, Usyk came over here and did that, he beat that guy, but you know they didn't give it to him. Okay, well, what's the difference between that shit and then Canelo? Canelo has fights like that all the fucking time. You know, where he just like he's been dominant, but look who he's been in there with. An old ass fucking Kovalev, old drunk ass Kovalev, old drunk rapist. Callum Smith, which was impressive. Rocky Fielding, and then lately, he broke the eye bone of Billy Joe. Your Durham, who the fuck is that? His old sparring partner, so go figure. So I mean, it's just. But before that, though Trout, I think he beat Trout. I think him dropping Trout was the defining factor of that fight. But that Lara fight was bullshit. The majority decision Mayweather fight was bullshit. So if Joshua, I want Joshua to win legitimately. That's why I don't want it to go to the scorecards. I don't give a shit who gets knocked out. I mean, it would be a trip if Usyk knocks out Joshua. That would be something entertaining and just crazy. But at the end of the day, Joshua knocking out Usyk, okay, you're kind of relieved at that point because like, okay, they ain't gonna fuck Usyk. Usyk got legitimately knocked out. You know what I mean? You don't want to get messed over out of town. I agree. AJ losing weight is not a good idea. I could be wrong though. Roger, I think it's a good idea. You think that weight on Anthony Joshua is natural? That's not his natural weight. That's him bulking up. I'm telling you guys, look, he had the stamina he needed against Andy Ruiz because he got rid of all that fucking muscle mass. He didn't need it. So if anybody thinks that Anthony Joshua losing weight is a bad idea, for what reason? He has less oxygen going to those muscles because they're not as big. Okay? You need energy for those big ass arms to throw them. Ugh. Well, you put 20 pounds of muscle on your arm. If I go there and I lift weights all the time, I'm not going to be as loose as I am. I'm going to be stiffer. I might hit you and I may be stronger, maybe. But stronger how? That's based on the exercises, right? So what are you really going to do in the gym? You're going to lift weights this way, so you may be stronger with working, working your muscles this way. Bench pressing, so unless you push a guy like that, so it might help your straight right, maybe. You know what I mean? But that doesn't really guarantee your overall punch ability to increase just because you lift fucking weights. I know a lot of people lift weights and they can't beat me arm wrestling. So who's really stronger? Because his strength and manhandle will be less. It's all about strength. Strength is different measures, though. You just can't say, oh, man, I don't like the idea of him losing weight. Like, look, he needs to fucking move. He needs to be able to move, to be mobile. You can't do that again. Okay, go in there bulky against Usyk. He's going to fucking eat you up. He's going to eat you up like Pac-Man did De La Hoya. You know what I mean? That's all. Then he's going to get tired. He's like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm chasing this dude around. And mind you, when a person says, oh, just like Oscar Valdez, oh, he was running all night, he was running. You know what that means? That means you couldn't fight, you couldn't hit this motherfucker and he could hit you. So it makes you frustrated, so you start talking shit. Therefore, he's running. That's what people do. Let's hit that like button. Jedi Gremlin, what's up, brother? Counter punch to you. I watched Usyk versus Chisora fight. Usyk has head down a lot, and his guard is high. AJ can use the uppercut. Well, you have to understand something though. Kenny YB or Kenny B. Chisora closed the distance by throwing punches. He fought to get in with Usyk. Usyk didn't let him do that. He fought to do that. And then he threw punches in there. Usyk bent over because Usyk was trying to take the steam out of those body punches. Because anybody that knows Derek Chisora will come at you, and when he gets in position, if your head's moving, he's going right to your body, just like that. He's going right to your body. And he might throw a haymaker upstairs every so often after drilling the body. Chisora is just too one-dimensional though. Well, that's it. He's going to go to the body, and he's going to try to take out air out of the tires, and then try to knock you out. He's going to try to knock you out anyway. Remember Ruiz? Zombie. Stop. How can we forget about Andy? Thankful to God, Andy. I'm so thankful. Anthony, you make me so happy. Yes, I remember Ruiz. Yeah, but Joshua, I don't know if he's going to do that. You know, I just hope he doesn't pull a fucking Canelo Mayweather. He tries to go in there and box a guy that's better boxing, but that's a better boxer than him. You don't want that. Let's get that likes all the way up to 160. So whoever hasn't hit the like button, hit that like button for me. James Bash, counterpunch to you. Peace, Kurt. Just getting on. What I miss. Man, we're talking about the face-off. We're talking about the possibilities. We're talking about the what ifs. That's what we're talking about. Fury mentioned he might have holed himself up against it. What's your thoughts about that? Mark, I did a video on that last night actually. I'm gonna post it for tomorrow. I've done enough of Usyk stuff today, I think. You know, I just posted a Usyk video with him and Klitschko. And it was vintage. I mean, it was like it belonged to someone else, so it's like some copyright shit with it, but it's a good video. But it explains Usyk calling out the Klitschkos. So I think that explains, and that video explains why you haven't heard any support from the Klitschkos in favor of Usyk, because Usyk challenged them when I think that maybe they felt he shouldn't have, or maybe, you know, like, hey, don't do that on national television. But he's like, okay, he was younger at the time. Do you think of AJ at press conference? Did he look tired or sick? He did look fucking tired. He did look beat up. Now, I say that, you know, he just looked tired. Like, yo, I need fucking rest. You know what I mean? Jab them likes. Come on. Let's hit those like buttons. Yes, buttons. Because it's more than one of you hitting it. So therefore, they're buttons. Joshua goes down. He's scared, tired, and depressed. Damn, Alex. Tell us how you really feel. Well, I can tell you one thing. Usyk don't look that way. But to be fair, neither did Pulev. You know, according to Bob Arum, Pulev was supposed to destroy. Pulev was supposed to be the answer to the arbitration. You know what I mean? Kubrat Pulev was supposed to be the answer of the mediation. The arbitration didn't even start yet. You remember Bob Arum? Don't worry, I insured Team Wilder that Pulev is gonna knock out Joshua, so that won't be a fight anyway. You guys remember that? Who do you think is a better boxer, Usyk or Klitschko? It's Usyk, not Klitschko. Usyk's a better boxer than Klitschko. He showed Klitschko. That was the whole thing. Watch the video. The video's nice. You know? And in that video, it had a clip of him calling out Vitaly and Vladimir. He was calling out both of them. Like, hey, you guys fight me. You guys need to give me the opportunity. Vitaly was like, yeah, we're going to make sure we support you in getting you prepared for the heavyweight division, but it'll take 1 to 2, maybe 3 years. Okay, well, Vladimir, he had a different story. Vladimir was like, you challenged me on TV. and and you know what I mean? He was in those words he said he even tried to challenge me on television. But it was in Ukrainian, right? So I had subtitles, so you guys should check it out. It's cool. I just posted it, but some network or whatever claimed it or whatnot. So, but it's still a good video. I wonder if he's sparring. Notice a big mark on the right side of AJ's face while talking to the media. I didn't notice the mark. I didn't. I noticed some black bags like he needs some fucking sleep. AJ looking like a fucking crackhead in the face. Like, let's be real. He looked like, dude, you need some rest. Like, you need to sleep from here to then. Wake you up at 12 o'clock. Saturday. You know what I mean? UK time. Usyk is an incredible fighter. He still has to pass the heavyweight test, and that's the question for Saturday. That's true. That is absolutely true. Joshua will batter, and I'm in 8 rounds, UK champions. I feel like, I don't know, he looks like he's looking tired, like a person that stayed up a couple days. It's not really a good sign though, because a part of training is rest. That's a huge part of training, just like a huge part of getting your body in shape is eating right. That's like 60-70% of it. I think AJ knows he will get punched, so he sparred a ton this camp to condition himself. Getting hit now looks like death. It just looks like he got some black bags under his eyes. I'm like, dude. He didn't look scared, though. He didn't look scared. He looked tired. So, there's a difference. He's like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this shit. All right, Kurt. The biggest threat to Joshua is a southpaw. Usyk's a counter puncher, but Joshua has brought in 3 sparring partners of Usyk style will go the distance. Well, if it goes the distance, you know what I mean? I just hope he does. I hope he beats Usyk better than he did Parker. Parker wasn't really. Like, here's the thing about Joseph, though. Joseph never really initiated anything as far as taking it to Joshua. But the problem with that fight was the fucking ref overdid it. He did too much. The referee did too much. He tried to look, you fight. If you're in a clinch, you fight to get out. I don't like a referee that every time they lock up. It's like they're grown-ass men. Let them do the job. They're fighting. Let them get out of it. If they punch to get out, okay, then, whatever. Now, holding and hitting is a different story. You know what I mean? That's a different story. But if they're just, they're in a clinch, let's see what happens. Because that's overall a part of a lot of fighters' game plan. Especially a shorter fighter like Joseph Parker was to Joshua. Shorter fighter, he's where he wants to be. So if he's in the clinch, bow, he can come up with an uppercut. Bow, work the body. And if he steps back, bow, bow, and he hasn't protected himself, those are the type of things. But if a fucking ref comes in and resets him all the time, that fighter has to go work extra hard to get somewhere that he will never, ever work or be able to fight to be where he's supposed to want to be. If that makes sense. Let me say that shit again. He will never be in the position that he needs to be in and never have the opportunity to do what he wants to do on the inside of the fucking ref always fucking separates him. That's what I meant to say. AJ looked bored and tired. I think he just wants to fight already. Now he says it's a fight. It's a fight. It's just a fight with two geezers. At the end of the day, with 2 geezers. You're going to eat your words. Fury beats Wilder. Not mine, but That, you never know with Fury. Fury's a jokester too, man. He's one of those dudes. He'll have you fooled. And Team Wilder, they know that shit. They're not dumb. I mean, they know that. They wouldn't have called. He wouldn't have got a new trainer. He wouldn't have done all this shit if Tyson Fury just cheated to win. If that's all Tyson Fury needed to do is cheat, he wouldn't have done all those changes. He wouldn't have fired Mark Breland. You know what I mean? He still has JD's, but then yet you demoted him to bring someone else in. Then you add another motherfucking guy. But all that because he cheated. Get the fuck out of here. Impossible. Impossible. AJ fighting for the wrong goal. Fight for your tattoo. I don't know what that means. I think this will be AJ's biggest challenge. For sure, Usyk gold medalist, undefeated in high boxing IQ and young. Well, if he beats Joshua, they're going to fight again. If he beats Joshua again, Usyk will be at the top. Then they must see Usyk. They got to see Usyk. If they have a draw, it will cripple the fight of Tyson Fury versus AJ, because then everybody's going to turn on AJ. That's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to turn on AJ, and the fight is going to lose its mustard because he legitimately didn't beat the mandatory. But fighting a mandatory, he doesn't have to fight him again if it's a draw. So basically, he would be in the same situation Wilder was in when he fought Tyson Fury the first time. But like a dumb fucking stubborn ass he is, thinking that was the easier fight, he went in there and fought Fury again, and look what happened. I think that's probably a lot of things that worries, goes through people's mind. If you're fucking smart, that's what'll go through your mind. Like, I wasted all my time fucking with Tyson Fury. Now I believe all of a sudden he's a cheat. Okay, well, but then if you believed he's a cheat, you really wasted your time fucking with a cheat. I don't know if they think to that degree. Maybe, motherfuckers over there. Because if you got a lot of yes men, they don't probably think like that. They probably not even allowed to say those type of things around Wilder. No, don't say that to Wilder. That upsets him. Don't say that. Don't say that. Bacon and eggs. Easy money, Kurt. Okay. No way Fury said he wouldn't fight Usyk. Yeah, he did. He said he's not even on the fucking brainwaves. He says he doesn't speak English and he's not even marketable. He did say that. Usyk wasn't even in his top 4 fucking people to fight. So yeah, great. Yes, he did say that. And it's not even what he said, it's what he didn't say. He said Wilder, White, Joshua, then fucking Chisora. That's what he said. And he said he's going to retire from the sport of boxing. That is Tyson Fury's words. Those are his comments concerning his next 4 fights. None of them concern Usyk. Now you could say he's just assuming that AJ beats Usyk, therefore he didn't mention Usyk. You could say that, but I don't know. I don't think Tyson Fury's interested in fighting someone like Usyk, because Usyk is a guy, first of all, it will be a hard-ass fight, a difficult fight for him, because he's dealing with a person that's footwork is just as clever as his. He's smaller, right? So Tyson Fury has the size advantage, but does he really have the speed advantage? You know what I mean? Then you got somebody that likes to tiptoe and fucking scatter around and use angles and shit like that. You're going to see Tyson Fury start switch hitting a lot. And you ain't seen Tyson Fury switch hitting a long time. So, and then if he starts doing that, that means that he's trying to adjust to a style that just is tricky or as difficult as his. So I don't see Tyson Fury really going in there and wanting a fight with Usyk, especially the money that's up for grabs is not even going to be like a AJ fucking meal ticket. So if anything, he would be bitter or disappointed about fighting Usyk because Usyk took his meal ticket. Well, the dumbass dude should have fucking done what he's supposed to do and fought AJ already. That ain't AJ's fault. AJ's just fighting the best guys that he could possibly fight. He's doing his job. You can't fault a man for doing his job. Yeah, St. Don. Yeah, exactly. He's assuming he wins. Recently said Usyk wasn't fighting at 100%. Yeah. Don't worry. I got a video explaining all that. And it look, and that really makes a lot of sense. I mean, you think about Usyk and you think about how he fought. Maybe that fucking jokester did try that shit on purpose. Then he comes out there all elusive and shit. That's gonna be something to see. You know what I mean? Because you see Usyk, he's just so sure. Like, yeah, I know how to beat Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? People said type of shit like that and they pull it off. You know, like Ali said, hey, I know how to fucking beat George Foreman. You know what I mean? And then people didn't believe him. But Tyson Fury said, hey, I can beat Deontay Wilder. People thought he was fucking stupid. I've never been nervous for Joshua. Okay, Quan Big Guns, are you nervous now? What's going on? What's the deal? Like Ali did to Sonny. Yeah. But you know, that took a lot of intimidation and shit too. Even though Ali put them fucking bees on him. He dropped them. Ali shoe shined him. Duck is the most overused term in boxing. I don't know. I don't think so. Bacon and eggs, I really honestly don't think so. You know, I know it's factors why people duck, but that doesn't mean they didn't duck. That means that they ducked. This is boxing, man. This ain't UFC. Everybody ain't going to fight everybody eventually like UFC's platform. The fights you'll want to see eventually, the shit will come to pass if they're in the same weight division. Eventually. Boxing, you ain't going to get that. Do you think Pulev will ever fight Andy Ruiz? Think about it. Do you think White will ever fight Charles Martin? Do you think Deontay Wilder will actually fight Usyk? Now, that could possibly happen, but that's only on certain things had to happen. Particular things. Not a given. Think about it. That's not what this is. This is not how it's set up. Boxing is set up like a one-way angle, and certain fighters only have certain projections in the path that they take. They don't have other. It's a narrow path when it comes to boxing. It's not. This shit's not wide. It's not. Oh well, hey, I can go over here to WC. Oh no, I can go over here to IBF. You know, no. It's like no, I'm with K2, so chances are I might not get that Al Heyman fight. So I better try to fight AJ. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. Can Usyk beat Wilder? He could outbox Wilder. But does that mean Wilder won't ever catch him? Who the fuck knows? You know, I mean, because Wilder's a guy, he's the Wilder we know. He's 100% dependent on his power and athleticism at times. Not his skill, because he ain't practiced the shit that he's supposed to know. See, that shit he's doing with Malik Scott, you know, I let him get away with, hey, he didn't teach me nothing. No, he taught you to practice the shit that you should have been, you already knew. So maybe that's what he meant to say. But what's the difference? If you don't listen to someone, you don't practice what you already know, it's useless to you. Hey, I have a wicked jump shot, but if I hardly ever practice it, there's a chance that every time I throw that fucking shot, it won't be on point, it won't make, it might be a fucking air ball. Okay, so, yeah. No, but can Usyk beat Wilder? Yeah, I think he could outbox him, frustrate him. You know, but the thing is, he would have to, because see, Wilder's a tough guy, though. People say he got no chin. That's bullshit. He just got hurt and beat the fuck up by Fury. You know what I mean? But this is the heavyweight division, people. These are big fucking guys getting in. They're hitting each other. It ain't a such. Here's a glass chin. I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching AJ get mauled by Vladimir Klitschko. He took punches like straight on the fucking, straight in the face. And I'm thinking, well, they say this dude ain't got no chin. Like, where does that come the fuck from? If he had no chin, when Vladimir knocked his ass down in the 6th round, he wouldn't have got up. And if he would have got up, that would have been all she wrote, because Vladimir, sure in the shit, you know, start giving him the business. I mean, the business. Destiny Jolly, I believe Anthony Joshua will win. If he comes prepared like he says he is, that's all you have to worry about. I mean, you know, we have to see how the fight develops. Did you see Wilder's leg against Pillow Fist Fury? Come on, bro. Listen. Who's to say Fury can't fucking punch? See, for people that say Fury can't punch, all right. Fury fought for speed. Fury never fought really for power. You know? St. Don, that's the problem. You see what I mean? If Usyk loses, he won't be on either's radar. That's the problem. Because here's the thing. You have all these prideful ass fighters. They're all judgmental as shit. Okay? And if Usyk loses, nobody will want to fight him. Nobody. Nobody will want to fight him, because what they're going to do, they're going to call Usyk Anthony Joshua's leftovers, the cruiserweight that came up in weight, and Anthony Joshua beat him up. They did the same thing to Juan Manuel Marquez, well, to Floyd Mayweather when Juan Manuel Marquez moved up. And well, that was actually at a catch weight, to be fair. But they ridiculed Floyd, you know. People can't get over the weak chin narratives, Kurt. They can't. Then understand, when you get beat up, you get beat up. And fucking Wilder, he got his eardrum busted. That's what threw his fucking equilibrium off. And then if you look at the first 1 and 2 rounds, he was pretty fucking good. He was like, you know what I mean? You didn't see him wobbling in. You didn't see him wobbling until he went down. When he went down, that's when you seen the shaking legs and all that. Now, was he winning for rounds 1 and 2? No. Did he get some good shots off? Yes, he did. Usyk has people gassed. He was quite not to be mysterious, but it's just a language barrier. He is not invincible. But some people have it like some boxing god, heavyweight. One punch can change everything. Well, that's true. I mean, this is boxing. That's what makes it interesting. You could be losing every fucking round. Ask Julio Cesar Chavez, Mildred Taylor, first fight. Usyk could beat David Haye. Yeah, Usyk could beat David Haye. Yeah, he'll beat David Haye. Usyk could probably beat David Haye when David Haye was fighting. But, you know, I think Usyk and, well, Haye has that against him because, you know, Usyk beat the guy that knocked him out. So, go figure. It's Kurt the Champ DeVille. Big Matthews counterpunch to you. I hate this undefeated crap. It's bad for boxing. Well, I mean, what about undefeated? I mean, you know, the only person that's undefeated is Usyk. Victor, the ref, agreed with me. Off your pop. Hey, Kurt, honestly, I don't see a knockout in this fight. What's your take on it? Tony Anderson, I just don't want a difficult, shitty scorecard because the chances are it may not go the way it probably should go. But if it's difficult to score, can you really blame judges after that? I mean, if you look at a fight and you're like, damn, dude, I really don't know. It reminds me of when Golovkin fought Canelo, because like they were close rounds, you know what I mean, and the shit was a draw. Now, Golovkin outpunched him. Yeah, he did, but you know, did he just beat the shit out of Canelo? No, he pressed Canelo. He pressured Canelo. You know, he worked the jab on Canelo, but I mean, the fight was a draw. But was anybody really that fucking mad about that? I got Usyk round 9 stoppage or Usyk on points, but AJ has a judge, no doubt. But I got Usyk on points or Usyk by TKO, but AJ can crack. Yet Usyk has the reach, size, and same birth date as Ali. Yeah, well, but does he fight like Ali? Was Ali a southpaw? No. He doesn't fight like Ali either. He doesn't. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin counterpunch to you. Usyk 0 is about to go. I hope no bad decision from the referee or judges like early stoppages, same like in the Takum fight. Let people go out on the shield. Let people go out on the shield. Let people fight. You know, but it's so justifiable because the sport is so dangerous. Because at the same time, you might, hey man, you know, that was bullshit, this, that, and the other, but come on, like, let's be real about it. Like, somebody could lose their life when they're taking too many punches, especially, you know, like unanswered punches, and especially punches they don't see. You know, if you're covering up and then someone comes around and hits you in the fucking temple, BOW! You know what I mean? You don't know what that could do to you, especially your brain has already received damage. How much do you think both fighters will weigh in? Nikki, 232 for Usyk. Maybe 241 for Joshua. If the fight goes to the scorecards, I think they will give a draw a reason. If AJ getting it it was fixed, or AJ loses good by big money fight, all politics. Well, if Joshua wins this fight, then it's going to be up to what happens in Fury Wilder. That's it. But you know that's the anticipated fight. Usyk's a mandatory. He's the guy in the way of that happening. He was what Dillian White's supposed to have been for Wilder on the WBC end. And then, see, even that cocksucker Mauricio, there was nothing that he did for White, even before White got knocked out last year. So it was when he got knocked out, Mauricio was like, thank God. Olesandr. The fucker's out of the hook. I am so sick of Dillian White. He calls and emails with his lawyers all the fucking time. Bob, well, just put him in there with Pulev. Pulev will take care of Dillian White. He can be in another eliminator. I've had fucking how many eliminators? We can't do this to Dillian. He's had lawyers. They're calling me constantly. They are calling me, Bob. Fuck the attorneys. I'm an attorney. Make it in stamps that you must fight Pulev for the eliminator for the WBC. Make another one. You fucking made 10 already. You can see them just chopping it up, just talking, you know. Mauricio, I'm all with you. I know your pops, Julio. God rest in peace. He's a good guy. And you're a good guy. You just can't let these fucking fighters that don't make the right type of money tell you what to do. We're underestimating both fighters. 50-50 fight. Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. James Bash, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that love there. He's a pro crook, Mario Salazar. I mean, he is. He's, Mauricio, he was kind of sweating his balls off because, Dillian was coming. Because Dillian wasn't waiting that long, Then you had Usyk, right? And then no, you had Usyk. Then you had Pulev. Then you had Dillian. So I mean, like, really, listen. It was that fight between Joshua and Fury was not meant to happen. It just wasn't. It didn't even supposed to happen. It wasn't even right to happen. Kurt, what's your take on AJ's official prediction that Wilder will knock out Fury? I didn't know. Did he just say that recently? Because the interview I heard AJ say, he's like, I don't even want to speak when he was talking to Coogan. So send me an inbox that shit to me so I can look at it. You know, but I don't know. Then I will give you my counterpunch on it. I mean, it is what it is. Talent Don said the ref made the right call not to stop it, which is ridiculous. But how is even, but knows even less about boxing than his dad. Well, yeah, he knows how to be a politician. You don't have to know boxing. Have you heard Mauricio? I did not hear about that story. I don't know about certain things. That motherfucker don't know nothing. He doesn't know shit about what is going on, even with something he should know. He don't do his homework. He just collecting sanctioning fees. Fucking crook. Kurt, what's your okay. Kurt, your voice will stay in Bob mode someday. You will see. Should be careful. I know, right? Imagine me going to the club. Hey, baby, how you doing? You're looking good tonight. Can I buy you a drink? Oh my God, you sound like a fucking old man. It's like an old man trapped in a body, a young guy's body. Fuck you. Oh, is the ref supposed to ask the doctors? Kurt, you think Michael MC Donald beats Sean Bull? Scans, I am the resistance. I am Sean Connor. Is it Sean Connor? Or John Connor? Yeah, John Connor. Yeah. I am John Connor. John! Come with me if you want to live. What's your bets on Sean? Oh, fuck is this Sean Boyle guy? Larry Berry, Joshua in 3. Okay. I think Usyk is probably like 6'2" or 6'3". No, he's 6'3". He's not 6'2". He's a little taller than 6'2". He's taller than Pulev. Pulev's like 6'2". Or shit, he was 6'2". You know, you get older, man, you start like shrinking. That shit starts in like late 30s, early 40s. It don't, you start shrinking down. Like they say The Rock, and oh, he's 6'4", 6'5". That motherfucker, maybe he might be 6'3" now. He might have been 6'4" maybe once upon a time, but no. Appreciate it. Done a lot of work to this call, actually. Because you remember I had that titty rent a car for a long time. You guys seen that car. It was a titty. That's what I call the tit. Here, do you think AJ saying that this will be just like another sparring session is a sign of good mental preparation? Charlie Torres, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just trying to look at it like that so he won't be so nerved up. Because, it's Usyk. Nobody's ever beat Usyk. But then again, the only saving grace for that is Usyk's out of his territory. Joshua to big Usyk will go down a few times before he is stopped. Kurt, can you visualize Wilder knocking out Fury or Wilder showing some improvement but ultimately getting stopped again? Ricky D, I don't know. Because ultimately, this is what people need to understand about Fury and Wilder. Fury, okay, he's working with Javon Sugarhill, so he's made his adjustments to be more of an attacker. Wilder, I think he's working more on defense. Malik's working with him on defense, okay? Now, mind you, I think Malik Scott is getting Wilder more prepared to when he lands the right hand, can he capitalize on being a good finisher? See, one thing about Wilder, he was never a good finisher. He was always a guy with a big punch, but when he started to put punches together, you can see the amateur, immature lack of combination and coordination, lack because of the skills and the training that, or should I say, lack of training that he had. See, Wilder, when he hits you, look at the Jarrell Washington fight. He caught Jarrell and hurt that motherfucker bad. But when it came to fighting, the way this motherfucker fight is like a clown. This motherfucker, you know, I mean, like, I'm like, who the fuck does that? You're not even, look, when he hurt Fury, and that was the second time, I believe. It was either the first knockdown or the second knockdown. I think it was both. Wilder Wilder closed his fucking eyes. Go back and look at that fight. The first fight. When Tyson Fury got up, Wilder hit Tyson Fury with a slapping left hook or whatever. It was a left hook. And Wilder, Fury's head went over. Okay. Now, when he threw the right, his eyes were closed and he swung downward. He wasn't even looking at the target. I think now what Malik Scott's done is like, look, let's fine tune it. Let's give him combinations. So when I do hit him with that punch, I'm able to capitalize on the combinations to either get him out of there or convince that ref to stop that fucking fight. Either one. Because him throwing and swinging wild at Tyson Fury will not get Tyson Fury out of there. Because Tyson Fury's going to see, okay, he's doing that wild shit. So I'm going to either fight on the inside of it like he did rounds 9 and 12. Okay? Or I'm going to spin him around and get off the ropes. Right? Because that's where you're going to end up with Wilder, because if you get up from a Wilder right hand, you're going to be hurt to some type of degree. Okay? So it's like you have to know what the fuck you're doing. I think Malik Scott is showing what to do when Wilder does land that right hand, land the money punch. When Wilder lands that money punch, Malik Scott has then showed him, okay, this is what you do to close the show. Wilder didn't know how to close the show unless the right hand closed it for him. Okay, that's all you seen. That swinging and windmill and all those nicknames that they gave Wilder, that shit wasn't just because they were just making fun of him. He was doing that shit. You know what I mean? I was watching the fight. We were watching the fight like 3 weeks ago. And we're sitting there watching this shit, right? And pretty much she was like, what the fuck is he doing? What kind of swinging is that? Was he jump roping? And I laughed because she don't know shit about boxing, but anybody can see that's not the type technique you need to get people out of there. Especially if you close your eyes on the target. He's just wishing that something would land. You don't fight like that. Usyk thinks he is the Joker, but he will be the joke when it's all said and done. Ooh. Tell me how you really feel. Umbanga. We'll show you who's you'll be the clown. I don't believe Wilder is mentally scared to this day after 19 rounds and years of dealing with Fury. I hope not. That man, wouldn't that be some funny shit if Wilder just went in there and bitched up, like just froze? He pulled like, what's his name? He pulled an Oliver McCall. It's just like, what the fuck's wrong with him? You know what I mean? Because it's like, people seen how Wilder was looking at them press conferences, man. He kind of like he was, I don't know, like did he do some fucking drugs or something? I don't believe Wilder isn't. Okay. Usyk beat Dale. He lured AJ. I thought it before Fury said it. He's playing possum. Usyk beat Joyce for Fa and Hunter. Easy and Hunter, a 12th round fighter. Usyk comes on late, but if AJ goes to the body. Danny, yeah, well, Usyk has took a lot of guys 0-2. But the good thing about Joshua is, Joshua, he's got pressure, but it ain't that type of pressure where it was like with Andy Ruiz. I think he's free to learn because he doesn't have to worry about, hey, this undefeated record and everything. It depends on it and shit like that. What do you want? Oh, this is crazy as shit. Brian Baker, I believe Canelo definitely knows mother fucker isn't about someone's mother stage. Yeah, he knows that. I mean, unless Caleb said some shit like fucking cheater. You know what I mean? Yeah, you promise you fucking cheater. And then Canelo pushed him. You know what I mean? But, Caleb said he didn't say it. So I don't see a reason why Caleb would say that or didn't mention he said that when they asked him. You know what I mean? I don't see Caleb lying about that. Wilder said he's still going to wear a costume. New excuses. Big Matthews. Yeah, I heard that shit. It was sad. Gotta go, y'all. Thanks for your views. Subscribe. Cheers. Appreciate you, Mark. See you on fight night, hopefully. Dude wants to see in the back of Kurt's head. Could I please see the back of your head? It's urgent. Shut the... He's the guy talking about Sean Boyle. Caleb Plant's mom got shot by the police. He wouldn't say that. Well, here's the thing. He wouldn't say that to degrade his mom. He didn't do that. Canelo's full of shit. He couldn't take it. It was something pent up. Okay? I don't think Caleb Plant's a fucking liar. I don't think that. I don't think that he's a liar. I think that Canelo was pissed that Caleb blasted his ass after signing that contract. You remember all the fucking... I heard a couple... I heard that, like, it was some channels, the LDBC cats, they were saying, like, oh, Canelo's gonna pull out, guys. He's threatening to pull out. He's not gonna fight Caleb Plant. And I'm like, do you want him not to fight the motherfucker? I don't really get it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Money is the objective. But see, Canelo didn't like that idea. He didn't like the idea of Caleb calling him out. Antonio Matthews, that ain't no lie. It will show his boxing IQ. It definitely will. Well, I mean, not only that, they got to run, that's PBC. LDBC is pro PBC because PBC and Showtime is ran by Al Heyman. Al Heyman is a smart businessman that runs that's connected to both networks. He is the bridge man between the management of the boxers to the networks. So therefore they support him because Al Heyman is black. If Al Heyman was white, you wouldn't have fucking heard of him. He would be another, what do you call it, Lou DiBella. Don't you know Sean Boyle? Fucking. I know Sean Boyle. Can he beat Joshua? Sean Boyle's a great fighter. Had me looking that shit up and found out he's some fucking circus guy or something. Fucking plumber business from Walla Walla, Washington. I want to see the back of Z Sila's head as he walks off. Billy Joe tried winding Canelo up about Peds. Things didn't turn out too well for him. Well, I mean, they got it. Look, he initiated some bad blood, but it was already bad blood. It wasn't just, hey, yeah, you know, I don't like him. No, he heard what Caleb Plant has said. And he's just trying. Really, Canelo's just trying to protect the guys that's in his circle. That's what he's trying to do. But at the same time, he's being included in that same circle. So of course he has to do what he needs to do to protect the integrity of that circle, to protect the gym, to protect the trainers. Because see, Caleb is going after not just Canelo, not just Oscar, but he's going after everyone that works or trains in that particular gym with the Reynosos. So he's going after the Reynoso gym. So he's saying that anybody that works out with Canelo, including Oscar, Frank Sanchez, Andy Ruiz, right, Ryan Garcia, they're all subject or suspect to be cheaters. That's exactly what he was doing. Nothing more, nothing less. That's exactly what he was doing at the end of the day. Kurt, who do you think will emerge as this generation's? You know what? There won't be. The problem about that is you can have someone that that claims to be. But the saddest thing about this generation of fighters, they won't fight. You know what I mean? Because even if you had the belt, does the belt mean you're fighting the best? No. Why do you think AJ's so important? Why do you think he has so many haters? He's important because he's doing what people hasn't been doing. Okay, you think about it. Deontay didn't do it. He didn't fight the best to get the belt. He just got the belt from some fucking guy that already been beat up a bunch of times. Like Mike says, short, pudgy dude, Estevern. Right? Estevern, he beat Chris Arreola. Okay, all right. That was his claim to fame, beating a Olympian. Now he beat him twice. He beat Molina twice, but that's it. Nobody was fucking with the Klitschko's. You go out, if you're going to be anybody, why do you think Tyson Fury's Tyson Fury? For beating fucking Derek Chisora? Come on now. Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury because he beat Klitschko. Then he got on drugs and got 400 pounds. You know what I mean? The thing he did lately in his last fight, which was damn near 2 years ago, was beat Wilder. And the significance about beating Wilder is Wilder has never been beaten. But I mean, Charles Martin, he got beat by Joshua. Andy Ruiz beat Joshua, then he got the belts taken back. But is Andy Ruiz fighting Charles Martin? No, we haven't seen that. More bullshit, right? Luis Ortiz, he fought Wilder on that end. Did he have an opportunity to fight Joshua? Yeah, but the politics that be didn't allow that to happen, unless he's just full of shit. There's only two ways you look at it. Now, you can't X that out. He could be just full of shit. But I like to believe that Luis Ortiz just didn't know, and he's just not intelligent enough to understand, like, hey, my management company is not where they should be, so I'm going to get rid of all of these motherfuckers. He doesn't have that. Yeah, King Midas. I mean, you have to respect what he does, but I mean, you can only fight who's available. And you can only fight who's fighting. But then that's worse enough. I mean, who do we have? Let's call out the heavyweights. Wilder, Fury, Joshua. That's supposed to be the top three, right? Then you got White, Ortiz, Joyce. Dubois is Dubois, Martin, Ruiz. Who else? Trevor Bryant. Who else do we have? I mean, yeah, you got Usyk. Usyk somewhere in there. I'm not doing it in order, but who else? Hunter. Who else do you have? Shit, if Pulev's still fighting, did I say Pulev already? I mean, but like, are these fucking guys ever gonna fight? Probably not. Oh, Effiga Jagba, Frank Sanchez, right. Then you have Adam Kalnaki, then Helenius. Then you still have Gerard Washington that knocked out Helenius. You know, you guys still got like guys like Marius Walk and Dominic Brazil on the low end. You know what I mean? Guys like that that's had their shine and did Otto Vilene. Yeah. Yeah, Pulev about to retire, but fuck, Pulev, when is the last time he fought? Like a year ago? Makhmadov. Yeah, Makhmadov. That's right. Yeah, the Russian cat. You have the guy also that knocked out Wilder in the Olympics. What's his name? I forget. Evgeny. Igor. Yeah, you have Evgeny. But of those guys, though, they're sad because they're just another they're another example of how Triple G's career went. Triple G was a guy that he didn't get the fights that he's supposed to got. You know what I mean? He didn't get the Dimitri Pitrup fights. He didn't get the Felix Stern fights. He wanted the Sergio Martinez fight. His promotional company was utter shit. Did I say Joe Joyce already? I think I said Joe Joyce already, I think. Going forward, if there's more than one champion, they should be mandated to fight within a year like Amando, so there's no way to duck. There should be, but... And I think the sanctioning body should do better of a job than by ordering these fights. You guys see this shit about, like, Teofimo and fucking George Kambosos. These motherfuckers have moved 4 or 5 times. Jared Anderson. I think I said Anderson, didn't I? Well, you have Big Baby Miller. He's supposed to come back next year. If he can stay off the fucking dick pills. Right? So, but it's crazy. But back to the overall. Yeah, I did say Luis Ortiz, I think. But like, Ortiz should fight Pulev. They're old. Let them fight each other. Povetkin's out. He retired, right? Good thing. David Tennyson. I don't know who that is. Miller came across well in his last interview, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, anybody that tested positive for anything should be fucking coming forth now. Because that shit Oscar Valdez, or should I say Mauricio Suleiman pulled, that was cold-blooded. Who should Miller fight next? Man, Miller should fight Charles Martin. Charles Martin or Adam Kalnaki. Fuck it. Throw Michael Hunter in there with him. You know, Michael Hunter needs an opportunity to perform. I'd like to see that. Yeah, Tony Yoka. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah. Junior Fa. Tony Yoka, Junior Fa. Those are guys that, you know. Miller should fight Ruiz. That would be a good one. I'll tell you a secret. 12-round KO by Usyk. Ooh. Wow. Rocking the Puma shirt, though. God damn. That's it, man. Kurt, do you think already belongs... Do you think already belongs in the Hall of Fame? Who? Who the hell is that? AARP's magazine. Fury said he rated Caballero. Yeah, he's gonna rate Caballero because he was trying to escape. He was trying to get rid of that fucking Wilder fight. Nicomo, yeah, they ain't trying to fight each other, man. This shit, boxing ain't in really in a. I mean, it's in a good. Well, it's been worse, but come on now. Mark McCauley's all right. You know, he got stopped by fucking Michael Hunter. So. And Chisora. Chisora's on his way out, dude. He may have one fight. He has that fight with Joseph Parker. But after that, I would retire. Win, lose, or draw, you know, I would just say, you know what? The hell with it. And look, the thing is, I feel you got two determined guys, two good guys, two humble guys. You know, no trash talk, none of that. I didn't see any give. I didn't see either one of those guys blink. Okay, I didn't see any of that shit. So, I didn't see any of those. Yeah, Michael Coffey, he just got beat. So we'll see if he can come back. We'll see if Michael Coffey could come back. Dominic smacks Michael. MC Donald across the ring. Who's that heavyweight on Joyce's side of the street? Well, I don't think Daniel Dubois wants to get back in there with him anytime soon. Can't see Chisora retiring any time soon. He loves a ruck too much. Loves a ruck too much? Oh, yeah, Babbitt. Yeah, Babbitt. Nah, man. I'm just winding down, actually, you know. Oh, Babbitt. I like Babbitt. He's a badass. You know, you guys see that sparring session with him and Joe Joyce? Both were looking suspect in the eyes at the pressure. They both know a collision is coming. I like them. Both made the best man win. Donald Burke Jr., member in the building. Counterpunch to you. Xavier Williams, what up, Kurt? Who would you give Usyk a best chance of beating out of AJ, Fury, and Wilder? Fury and Wilder. You know what I mean? He's fighting AJ, so we'll see soon. But I think he beats both of them, honestly. The only way Tyson Fury would get him is like to fight him like he fought Klitschko, but then Klitschko's a hesitant person. If he's not in control and you rough him up, he's going to have problems. He's kind of punch shy too. He doesn't really hit the gas like he needs to. That's why Emmanuel Lewis, or should I say Emmanuel Stewart, was getting on his ass. Stop all this fucking up and down shit, man, and just punch him, man. You gotta punch that motherfucker. Throw some goddamn punches. I am trying to punch you, punch. Throw the goddamn punches, man. Ding, ding, throw the shit. You all this up and down shit, man. Let the fucking punches go. God bless the dead, man. Emmanuel Stewart was the shit. He was my boy, man. Girl, I really want to know your prediction for Usyk AJ. AJ by KO, Usyk by decision. That's the best prediction I could give anybody. You know? Kurt, I'm not understanding Usyk, but Joshua is clever. To Usyk, is getting about to go, and I say that respectfully. I know you do, Nikki. I mean, you know, you can't turn your back on somebody like Joshua. Because since they brought in Fernandez, you know, Kurt, do you actively work on your impressions? Because you seem to be able to do a lot of voice. No, I don't think I ever done Emmanuel Stewart. I just remember them, you know, I remember the intensity and the, you know, the way he sounded. You know, I just remembered his voice, you know. Hey, you know something, though? Don't Usyk look fucking crazy? Don't he look like a fucking serial killer? I like him and shit, but like, don't Usyk look like a young fucking Rutger Hauer? Don't he look fucking like he's fucking killed a couple people? No, I don't know. You know, okay. The funniest shit, and I'm gonna post a video on it because I seen I gotta post it. But Tony Bellew, where they were saying Tony, like his eyes look fucking crazy, don't they? Like, is that just me? I'm like, man, fuck it. Usyk looks like a fucking mass murderer. He looks like he's killed. You know, he got these fucking piercing ass blue eyes that's like, dude, that motherfucker looked like he was locked up in cell block F. You know what I mean? You know, like he should have like a mask on his face and they transport him to a high maximum facility or something, right? He looks fucking crazy. The heels have eyes. Yeah, I mean, dude looks crazy, man. I mean, and the looks he gives you, like motherfucker, I'll kill you. You know, it's like that. Usyk played with Bellew. Look, let me tell you something. He looks crazy. Nikki, Daryl, Nick Como, RL. Look, all right, look. Yeah, Armin. He probably killed a couple people though. Respectfully, with all due respect, I think he killed a couple fucking people. Like Canelo, with all due respect, my friend, I think you killed people. You look fucking crazy, man. You look crazy. I remember the look he gave. I wish I could like throw images to so, because you know, like I could do a regular video on here. But Usyk, like they asked Tony Bellew said this, right? Tony Bellew was like, yeah, Usyk has something that I don't have, and that's like the punch. I have a punch that changes the whole duration of the fight. And they told that to Usyk, and you know, he's translating Usyk's. And then he says some shit like in Ukrainian, Kladresta. And they're like, oh, he's kidding. And everybody started laughing. But then Usyk looks over, right? And he looks over at, fucking Tony Bellew, like, you motherfucker, and I'll show you a punch. I am very feel. You know, he looks even crazier bald, Mario. Dude, now he looks like a fucking psycho. He really he looks like Paul. If you guys played Tekken, he looks like not Paul, but Brian. You know Brian the cyborg? That's who he looks like, his brother or some shit like that. Usyk would eat you. I want to eat you. You look like fun. I mean, he has that fucking look, you know, and I don't know, just crazy. I mean, that's like that's what I've seen him, and it's so funny. What's the fucking controversial guy that's always used to be a fighter? Ty Booth, right? Ty Booth said some shit like that, and I fucking bust out laughing. And he said, Dadak! Lazio, Dadak! I came for you, Dadak! That looked fucked up when they were pounding that medicine ball on his stomach. Dadak! Dadak! I'm like, that didn't really... that looks not too appealing. But Ty Booth, he mentioned that shit. He's like, Olesandr Usyk, he looks fucking pretty crazy, don't he? He looks like I forget what he said, but that shit was just right on the money. Because Usyk, like, he looks like a maniac. He looks like he will fucking find you and kill you in an alley. You said something about him 3 weeks ago, and then there he is. Fuck that night, he meets you in that alley. I am feed. I am very feed. Oh God! He looks like the Goonies sloth. Eyes are the window way to the soul. Usyk ain't effing around. He ain't. I don't think he is. Donald Burke. I don't. You know something? Listen. Let me tell you something. That's why I'm not. If people like, oh man, you hate AJ. It ain't about AJ. It's about this fucking guy. Like, you got Usyk. Usyk is the kind of guy. He finds, like Teddy Atlas said it best. The motherfucker finds ways to win. But then, like, dude looks like a fucking maniac. Like, dude, you look like not really creepy, because I don't want to give him that type of jacket, but he definitely looks like a crazy SOB. The Joker KOs Batman round 10. Ooh. You know, the fucking Joker? Shit, that's kind of already scary. You know, Joker does, you know, diabolical shit. You know. I will hit him in eardrum, breaking it instantly. His coronation will be no good. Then I will have my time with him, Joshua. Then I would break and burst his other eardrum. Serious question. How bad is Wilder going to hurt Fury? Here's the thing about Wilder, people. He's not a volume puncher. He's training to be one, as we talked about earlier. But Wilder is a knockout artist. So if you were going to fight anybody, it would be someone like Wilder would hit you and just knock you out. I mean, that kind of, but punishment, like hurt him, like, no, he's just going to hit you, you know, and the only way he ends up hurting you is he hits you and then he keeps hitting you even though he doesn't supposed to. And in that case, it might be disqualified. Fury, I'm coming for you, Fury. You can beat me one hand behind back. I want you to try both. Emmett. Kurt, can you Emmett? What the hell is that? Usyk is going to win KO round 6 or 8. Kurt, you heard of Fabio Wardley yet? He's in Babbitt's stable. 6'5", 12 fights, 12, 11. Yeah, I've seen him. He fought Molina last. And then Molina like caught him with some pretty good shots. And that was funny. I mean, he's okay. You know, I really wasn't impressed. He has a tricky style. I've seen him fight though. There you got folded up like a deck chair, and Superman crumbled. Bail you like a cookie. Bellind like a cookie. Yeah, Danny Lawther. He did, didn't he? I mean, he hit him. It was kind of like, and when he hit him, he was like, oh, and then it was so fucking subtle to this point. You're like, damn. If you turn, you'll miss it because Usyk like hit that motherfucker. Bow. There it goes. Bow. Motherfucker legs all hanging out and shit. I'm like, dude, the way he looked like Dillian White kind of. Remember when Dillian White got knocked out by Well, Josh, he was kind of hanging over the ropes, wasn't he? Yeah, he was fucked. Luke. You know Tyson. Luke. I'm coming for you. You can't hide. Your check is over. Luke. Hello. How are you? Luke. In this fight, I think Joshua's jab, body shots, and combinations will be an important factor of AJ victory. Thomas, he better do all the above. Everything you mentioned, that's exactly what he needs. Because if he tries to, if this is a chess match, it ain't going to go the way he should. Because, see, what Usyk does, and I'm telling you guys this now, Usyk, yeah, he's good at dictating pace, but he has what you call broken rhythm. So when you think you're doing a chess match with him, he may come with punches that you don't know he's about to throw. And if you're not prepared, if you're just used to him jabbing and he's trying to counter up under that jab of Joshua's flicking it out there, he's going down to the body, he's jabbing. Well, it's going to be a certain point where Usyk is going to hit the gas. He's going to change gears. And then when the gears change, it's going to be at a point where Joshua's not expecting the gear to change. So he might receive 5 punches that he didn't think was going to fucking come at that particular point in time. You know. Kurt, how much weight have I lost? Dude, I fucking gained weight, man. It's weird. Like, people like, I'm like 245. I need to be 220. Need to be 230. You know? Like, seriously. That shit's not cool. I am your father, Luke. John Fury. Give AJ credit to take the fight. What no one wanted. Well, no one else wanted that shit. You can't say Tyson wanted it. He didn't want that. He's not even on the radar. He's not even in the brain race. I agree completely. Punches and bunches for Anthony. Yeah, he's gonna throw, and he's gonna throw his like for 2 punches Joshua throws, he's gonna throw 5. And then if Joshua tries to match that output, that's where the test of stamina comes in. See, if Joshua's like, fuck that, you're not gonna out hustle me, you're not gonna win the round that way. So then Joshua starts piling on punches and throwing punches. Either they land or not. You know, it's about what you do. It's about your output overall. Because I think a lot of these judges don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't even think they know. And really, who authorizes these fucking guys? Who does? Like, if you ever thought about, like, why and where did these judges come from? Have they ever fought? Were they amateur fighters that just said, fuck it, we're going to become old judges when we get old enough to become judges? You know, Donald Burke. See, I'm 6'2", so I can kind of get away with it, but like, fuck all that noise. I need to lose 20, 30 pounds. At least 40, 45. Because see, sometimes I'll be like 251. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, at least 20 pounds. 230. 225 would be perfect for me. Judges are paid money. Yeah, they're paid money to do the job, but are they paid money to do their job and get a bonus for doing what they were there to do? I don't get it, man. I don't get this whole thing. Manny trained by Letterman. Okay. Kurt DeVille, the heavyweight king. I hear you. If you say so. I'm in neither. I'm in a BMW, not a Lexus or a Benz. But I think I'm buying another BMW. Or I might just say screw that and get an Lexus. Because a Lexus is a lot cheaper in maintenance. I've spent money on this fucking car. And it's like, ugh. It gives you the blues. Kurt DeVille versus Chisora next fight. Chisora. You know, Chisora would bait me into a fight that I don't want, and he'd probably end up knocking me out. Why? Because I would probably try that post Joshua Ruiz shit, and then try to mix it up with Chisora. But that's exactly what Chisora's going to expect me to do, so he can land them looping ass right hands and left hooks and body shots, and then pretty soon he might get me and fucking knock me out. But if I pull a Joseph Parker on him and say, if I don't play his game and dance to his tune, I may be able to jab him, make him tired enough. Depends on what type of shape I'm in. You know, I wouldn't want to come in there fighting Derek Chisora at my weight now. Now I'm going to be tired in 4 rounds. He's going to knock me the fuck out in 5. I'll probably be tired in 3 and just try to wing it, you know, fucking mouthpiece all hanging out of my mouth, about to get my jaw broke like Victor Ortiz. Yeah, you'd go all yeah, but that shit, no, I'll be tired in fucking a minute. King Miles go out there. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, I'm getting up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, DeVille is down. 4. Oh. You know, like most of those fighters, they get up complaining and shit. Man, what the fuck, man? What? Man, what the fuck? Fuck going on? You'd be like Lewis. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, that's what happens. They stop a fight when you don't beat the count. I'm like, yeah, fuck, Lennox. What do you think? You know? I mean, you can go out, like, you know, go out banging, man. You know, just say fuck it. Go out like Butterbean. You know what I mean? Ricardo Mayorga. Go out like them cats. Just go out swinging. Fuck it. Just try to knock his ass out. You know what I mean? And ain't got nothing on reserve. Nothing. Yeah, I would like to fight Boxing Ego. I mean, I would really like to fight that motherfucker. You know what I mean? I would like to fight that motherfucker. You know what I mean? That would be like some celebrity shit. Yeah, I would like to fight him. Charlie Z, nah. I would whoop Charlie Z though. I would fight him in a match. Because all you got to do, this is what you do with Charlie Z. You just pressure him because he's going to start swinging. He's going to start swinging wild. Right? He's going to start swinging wild. And then if he can't beat you, or he's going to think he beat you, then he's going to start putting his hands up like he won because he's a fucking retard. He's like, something's wrong with him. Kurt would stroke Showbiz. I mean, I wouldn't fight Showbiz, the adult. I wouldn't fight Showbiz, the adult. I wouldn't fight Blue Blood Sports TV. I wouldn't fight fucking Fred Barber. Wouldn't fight show 78. I don't even know him like that. You know what I mean? I haven't even talked to him. But I would fight Boxing Ego, and I would knock the fuck out Aki. You know what I mean? If he was Mayweather and I'm Logan Paul, I'm gonna knock his ass. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna decapitate Aki. Dante, I'm not as mad as I used to be with him, but I can't stand Aki. But I would fight Dante too. Dante's a big bastard though. He's a big husky bastard, so you better be careful. You know, Aki's too small. He's a little Arab cat. You know, he's like fucking real small. He might be 130 pounds fucking wet. He's a little bitty dude. You know. But he got them, you know, like, I'll burn down your house eyes. You know what I mean? He's a real sneaky, slimy bastard. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that. Like, I speak from experience. You know, your members really know what happened with all that. But yeah, he's really slimy. Boxing Ego is like, his name speaks for itself. He's a failed fucking actor, and now he does boxing videos for a living. That's Boxing Ego. You know what I mean? Why is Kurt calling out all these cats? What I miss? No, I'm just saying. I'm not calling them out. I'm just saying, like, Boxing Ego, he's full of himself, and I don't know really what. But understand, they're a consortium of channels that attack me. You know, attack me. So you had like 3 against 1, and they all ran to a certain group of people and said I was doing something to them. But then it got settled eventually. Do you recommend 7 Series BMWs? Majestic TV. I'm gonna get to you on that. YB wants all the smoke. I bet he does, but no, I mean, I don't do anything to anybody that, you know, I don't really talk a lot about people unless I mean the shit or they done something to me. You know, I don't just troll people. You know, so I mean, I don't want people to get the wrong idea, like, oh, let me, you know, I counterpunch certain videos, any video that I see pertaining to boxing. That's it, you know. But certain people can't take it. Certain people act like bitches. So, you know, they are timid and, you know, feel offended or threatened. So they try to do certain things. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. But you'd beat the shit out of Ego. Can you give him a punch for me, too? Jedi, you know, because, I mean, the way they went about doing it was wrong. You know, Boxing Ego and Aki, those are like the bigger bitches. Dante, I actually had words with Dante over certain disputes. But the other two are just, they were just in the background sending out accusations. So for that reason, you know, it's been over a year now. So, you know, I'm glad to say I'm back in charge, you know, and everything is where I want it to be. I started this channel for the love of boxing, not to get fucking rich, not because I didn't have anything to do or couldn't fucking be a successful actor or whatever the fuck I thought I was trying to do in my life. You know, I'm not in it for that. So, you know, unlike some fucking people, right? So, So there you go. I mean, it's one of those things, because it rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, you guys would go to that degree to try to shut this channel down, but for what? Why don't you just make a video of how I'm lying about what I'm saying about your fucking videos? But they didn't want to do that, because they wanted to, no, I don't want to bring attention to the guy because he's already too big as it is. You know, so I don't want to let everyone and on my people know that this guy is bothering me and fucking with me, and I feel threatened, so I'm gonna do this shit behind the scenes. You know, it's almost like, you remember the prince that became king in Gladiator, and like before they fought, he stabbed him. You know what I mean? Because he couldn't fight him fair and square, so he stabbed him. That's who they remind me of. So yeah, yes, you know, some real big bitches on that. But I mean, and for the record though, it was what Boxing Ego attempted to do. So he didn't do anything. He attempted to, you know. So yeah, that's the shit. Aki is worse than Ego. Yeah, he is. If I had to rate them, Aki would be number one, because he's a number one. The motherfucker had 5,000 subscribers last year. He talked about Tyson Fury and Glovegate as though it was the new Quran, and you know, and his channel blew up. That was a good thing. It wasn't even the fact that I wasn't hating on the dude. It's just like, yo, I see what you're doing, and I see what you did, but I don't agree with what you're talking about. But I guess he looked at it as though, well, this guy is fucking, he's killing them with the views because he's talking about how we're wrong. That's the problem. So, but anyway, Majestic TV, the 7 Series. I might buy a 7 Series because I'm tall. But see, when it comes to BMWs, if you're not getting like an M5 or something like that, and it's not an E39 generation, meaning a new car from 96 to 03, see, those were the best. Like everything from 04, you know, notice everything changed about them, unless you're going to get a brand new one. But if you're going to get something that's worth something, you want to get an M5. And if you could get like, if you can get like an M5 or an M3, depends on, you know what you prefer, those are the cars you want to get. Those fucking things. But BMWs don't lose value, because if you take care of a BMW, they never lose value. You see cars like 82s driving around, 69 BMWs, like, what the fuck, you know, and then they'll still cost you a shitload of money, especially if you got, you know what I mean? So if you got them low mileage, you'll have that. How big is the Dante cat? He's a pretty big fucking guy. You know what I mean? He's a pretty big dude. Dante, yeah, Dante's a pretty big dude. I don't know, maybe he was a guy that probably was used to be buff. You know what I mean? But I mean, he looks husky, if anything, now. You know, he's the kind of guy you don't want to get hit with him. I mean, if he trained of any kind, if he had any kind of fighting ability, you wouldn't want to get hit flush with that motherfucker. You want to get hit flush with him. You know, like just sizing a guy up, like, you know, guy could probably hit you and knock you the fuck out. I prefer the M16. Yeah, cool. I like BMWs, but I like the look of the Mercedes. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna buy a Mercedes, but a friend of mine, he wanted to sell me his. One thing about me, I have 3 cars, right? And out of all my vehicles, I don't believe in notes. So I don't buy, I would rather pay $10,000 on a cash car than pay a note for 4 to 5 years. You know, so you know, that there it is. But see, after December, I'm going back to Louisiana, and then I will start sparring like I used to and get back in the wing. I think I talked to a good friend of mine, which we trained together, You know, he was a pro boxer or whatever. I was the amateur guy. He did amateur, but he did pro for a while. He's a little too older now, but we spar and we get it in about 6 rounds. And 6 rounds is pretty much all I can go. You know, after the 6th round, like I'm spent. Don't buy a car off of Frank Warren. Doing a great job speaking and commentating about boxing, learning a look from this channel. Thanks. Gerard, appreciate you, brother. But no, I mean, I just, you know, so, yeah, but back to cars. Yeah, cars, yeah. I like the very first Jag coupes, like the 2010s, when they redone their Jag coupes. That was a hot car. I would buy one of them. That's probably gonna be not my next car, but you know. But I mean, I'm starting to have a fucking. I'm having too many cars for just me. You know. The pale face is mad. The black man is the best in the sport, hands down, MMA and boxing. Okay. Don't buy a car off of Mauricio Suleiman. Hell no. Kurt, you can buy this car. This car is top quality. I would put my life on it. You get down the street and that shit, every fucking light in there comes on. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Ego lives rent-free in your head. Come on now. No. Wrong guy, motherfucker. Wrong guy. I don't think you could tell much about that stare down. I think it's when they're on the scales you will know. The Godfather of boxing. You might have a point. You might have a point. Because I think you'll see more nerves then. You know, because then we'll know we'll have a fight. You know, damn. Wait a minute. That's tomorrow. No, I don't care for Teslas. I don't care for all electric cars. Hybrids, okay, we can deal with hybrids, but all electric, no. That's kind of too iffy for me, because let's say I'm in an area that, fuck, you don't have you got to drive how far? To the nearest what? I'm not going to make it. I only got 2 cubes left. Somebody will be fucking towing that Tesla. I ain't got time for that. I don't think AJ will beat Usyk, and I want him to win. Nobody can prove me wrong, though. Not you, Counterpunch. I'm talking to you, subscriber. Oh, okay. Not to say I don't think about that man at all. You know. Yo, Kurt, can you hit me up with a Counterpunch boxing t-shirt, Ash Bar? You know, I owe someone a fucking damn it, I forget his name. But yeah, inbox me on Instagram. Not Facebook, Instagram. Facebook, I mean, I have hundreds of videos. Like, I don't get the notifications like I'm supposed to on and it's just like, it's annoying. Gray Loach, inbox me on Instagram. I have no idea. You know, people can get obsessed with any fucking thing, can't they? That's what I look at. I like BMWs over Benzes, though. Not saying that like they're better cars. I just prefer it. Nice one for the shout out, Kurt. Respect. The Godfather of boxing. That's a cool name, though, man. Absolutely. People really be racist for no reason. Like, get a life, my guy. Yeah, that'd be funny. You know what I mean? You got people, you know. White power, it's all about white. And then you catch them, they would a black chick. You're like, wait a minute, don't you that same? Well, she liked me and I like her. You leave me alone. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. Or, you know, vice versa and shit. You know, bean pie brother. Black man, he's black woman. And you see him with a white chick. Like, whoa, what is this? Fucking hypocrite here. BMW easy. Yeah, my car, I call my car the Black Mamba. Prove me wrong. Top 5 all time has no pale faces in it. Well, what do you call it? You mean somebody non-black are you referring to? Well, you sure the fuck ain't talking about Andy Ruiz, are you? Well, let's look at it this way. Who ran who ran boxing, heavyweight boxing for the last 10, not the last 10 years, but the 10 years before that? The Klitschko's. So, I mean, oh shit, hold on a second. Even Spencer Farron has him in his top 5. Kirk, can I get a free t-shirt, please? Inbox me on Instagram. You got it. Klitschko is not the top 5 of all time heavyweight. BMW favorite of Bob Marley. I didn't know that. He stood up for all people in the world. He did. Despite everything Joshua did, people still see him as weak or something. The dude can box. I want to see how good of a boxer he is in this fight. Well, I mean, we'll see something. Now, won't we? Yeah, Thomas, you're right, though. Magnani. Thomas Magnani. You're right about that. I mean, Joshua was knocking people out because, see, after Klitschko, well, I known about Josh when he knocked out Charles Martin because I seen that Charles Martin, I forget who he was fighting. And it was a European fighter that he fought. And then his leg fucked up. And then that's how he got the belt. And I'm like, we didn't even see nothing. And then Charles Martin came over to the UK and was supposed to knock out Joshua. He took $8 million. They bought that belt from him. And he got knocked out. I walk this earth like a god. DJ Duncan's James. Counterpunch to you. Willie Pep named the 3rd greatest fighter of all time by Burt Sugar. Pep was ranked 5th on ESPN 50's greatest boxer of all time. Shit, he fought 20 times a month. Motherfucker fought like 20 times a month. Hello from Latvian. Juris, counterpunch to you. There was Charles Martin in that fight before AJ. Gray Launch, appreciate you, brother. Counterpunch to you. But no, I am looking forward because the face-off was good. We had the final press conference, so we won't have any of that. Then tomorrow we'll have the weigh-in. So I'm looking forward to the weigh-in. That should be dynamic. I will probably go live for that more than likely, so I'll be set up for that. So we can watch that together as it comes. I hope you guys are there. I thank you guys for coming on. I'll still make a poll to ask who won, but you know what? I'll wait for tomorrow. I'll wait for tomorrow to do that. But I thank all you guys. You guys be safe. God bless. And everybody has been counterpunched. Peace.